Yo, something crazy just happened, and I'm like, let me tell y'all about it. So, this is the story time of my sneaky link session gone wrong. So, I met this dude, right? Um, Me and him was talking, and all of this happened within a span of 5 hours. Me and him was talking, right? He was saying how he wanted to come over. So me being a little hot tamale, I'm like, all right, come on over. Like my kitty been purring, like she ready to be fed. Come on over. So I had to kind of stop him a little bit. Like that's how I was feeling like come on over, but I didn't tell him that immediately because I'm like I felt like I had to defecate and like I ain't no dirty girl. Like I ain't finna do all that. Like so anyway, I end up defecating. But I cleaned myself up. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm good to go. So I go ahead and tell him he can come over. Um, so I don't know how, but he ended up not finding the crib or whatever. But eventually he found it. So he get in the house. He acted like he had like ADHD or something. Like he kept touching me and like everything was like at a super fast pace. Like he kept doing like that, like that, like that. I'm like, sir, you all right? It got to the point I was like, he was acting so like weird that I was like, are you high? Did you get high before you got here? And he was like, nah. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on with dude. So he instantly trying to just come in, get straight to business. Like this a one night stand. And he told me in the text messages like he kinda wanted more than that. Like in the text messages, he was sitting up here saying that he my man and all this. And mind you, we was only talking for maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes before I ended up telling him to come over. Matter of fact, when he was on his way here, that's when he ended up saying, I'm your man. And I'm like, what? So, y'all, this is my second time recording this because my phone ended up dying. And when I just recorded it, it was like 24 minutes. And like, I don't know where the video went. So I'm remaking it because I really want to post this. I got to give y'all the D's on this. So, anyway, me and him, I finally get him to calm down, right? I'm like, chill, like, relax. Just chill out. Like, me and him kissing and stuff. I'm like, just chill out, chill. So, y'all, I did give him hair, right? Well, this is before I told him. Yeah. No, this is before I told him to chill out. I gave him head. Y'all, he was shaking so bad. I thought he was gonna have a seizure. I'm like, okay, he came up in here with this weird behavior. Now he's shaking uncontrollably. I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? I don't need nobody dying in my crib. I don't need no charges, no none of that. But then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, sis, nah, he's shaking. Cause you giving him that work. I'm like, yeah, mouth very dangerous. Mouth is very dangerous. Be cautious. That's why he's shaking. So, you feel me? I had told him chill out, because he was acting real antsy. So I'm like, chill out, chill out. So we sit down. I'm like, let's sit down, let's talk. Cause you feel me? He was like, oh, I ain't trying to be on no one night stand. You feel me? All this other stuff. So he was very like rushing everything. Like he's sitting up here talking about relationships. So um he was like, no, I started me and him sitting down talking. I'm like, um, You got a girlfriend? He was like, yeah. I was I was like, you got kids? He was like, yeah. Um, I was like, so you was saying like you was trying to be with me when we was texting, like what's going on? But you got a girlfriend. He's like, oh, you could be my sneaky link. No, he didn't say that first. He was like, oh, you could be my side piece or whatever. I'm like, what? He like, you down to be my side piece? I'm like, what? What? Oh no, baby. I don't think I could do that. I'm not side piece material, y'all. I'm like, I ended up telling him like, nah, I don't think I could do that, baby. I don't think I could do that. So, he like, oh, you do it just for me? Do it for me, do it for me. So I'm still like, nah, I don't know about that. So, me and him talking. He like, man, you need to shut up. Put this in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. Shut up and put this, you feel me, in your mouth. So I'm like, yeah. So it was one point I ended up telling him like his penis was small, right? I was like, your penis small. And he was like, oh, you trying to clown me. Oh, let me show you what I'm working with. So he got up and tried to get up and was going like, you feel me, get on top of me. We was going to be like in missionary position. So I'm like, oh, no, chill. Like, you ain't even let me finish. Because I know dudes, they get real defensive when you come for they mans down there. When you come for their manhood. When you be like, oh, they penis smile, you feel me? They get offended. So I'm like, chill. But he wasn't acting offended. He was just like, all right, I'm just gonna show you better than I can tell you. So I'm like, chill. So I was like you handsome or whatever. Like, yes, your penis is small, but it's thick. So that makes up for it. So I end up telling him that. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna have to skip over some stuff because I don't want this to be like a 40-minute, hour-long video. So anyway, y'all, he kept begging for us to do it. Kept begging. He kept being like, oh, let me get inside them guts. Like, let me get inside them guts. Ooh. And y'all, when I told him that his penis was thick, that sent him overboard. He was like, oh yeah, you definitely gotta suck it now. I'm like, chill, you gotta chill. So, um, he was like, man, stop playing with me. You know you want it. Y'all know how niggas be. You know. He was like, stop playing. You know you want it. Like, let me hit. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I want you to hit. But y'all, in my head, I'm like, I just defecated. Like, yeah, I cleaned back there, but what if I ain't clean good enough? Like, I don't want to be portrayed as no dirty hoe. Like, no. So I ended up telling him that. He's like, nah, you good. So, y'all, multiple times he kept trying to, like, I ain't gonna lie, I was sitting on his lap with his, like, penis just out. I was just out. Any person, like, if I had a husband and he was to come in, like, you would think that I was riding it. You feel me? But nah. It was just out. Like, it wasn't even in me. It was just out. You feel me? And I was just laying on his lap. So, y'all, we kept kissing. So, anyway, finally, like, he get me in a missionary position. Because he like, man, stop playing with me. Like, don't act like... He's just like, man, stop playing with me. Like, come on, let's do it. So, I ain't gonna lie. Like, he had, like, this dominant aura to him that I ended up being like, I ain't gonna lie. I was like... I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you need to stop doing that because it's turning me on. Y'all, that's exactly what I said. Bro, why did I say that? Because at this point, dude, like, oh, yeah, it's definitely time to get up in it. It's definitely time to beat them cheeks, bro. So anyway, he ended up getting me in doggy position. Not doggy position, not yet. Not yet. You heard what I said. So he ended up getting me a missionary position. So he was like, "You gonna make me step the tip in?" So I ain't say nothing because you feel me. At that point, my kitty was purring, and I'm like, "Do whatever you wanna do, Big Daddy." So I ain't say nothing. So I guess he took that as a sign. Let's go. So you feel me? He trying to put it in. He having difficulty. He's like, "Damn, this motherfucker tight." Really, I should be taking that as an insult. Because what you thought, I was supposed to be looser? So anyway, he finally get it in. Of course, me, I'm moaning like, yeah, you feel me? Because, you feel me? He doing his big one. So he getting a couple of shirts in. So he wanted to do a doggy style. So I get up so he can do a doggy style. So as I'm turning around and he going to re-enter inside of me, he was like, "Oh, I gotta tell you something," and like a real seductive voice. So I'm like, "What the heck he gotta tell me?" So he trying to put it in, right? So I think it finally go in. The moment it finally go in, that's when he be like, "I want you to F me." But he said the actual word. I was like, he's like, "Oh, I want you to F me." And I'm just like, what did he just say? So anyway, I'm trying to block that out of my mind. Like, girl, don't think about that. Don't even think about that. Yo, kitty been purring and it's being satisfied. Well, it's being taken care of right about now. So just forget about it. So I'm trying to push it off my mind. 20 seconds later, I could not push it off my mind. So you feel me? I'm getting a little turned off now. I'm like, oh nah. So he wanted to do like another angle because I had put my leg up right while he was inside me. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in that pussy now." I was like, what? I tried my hardest not to laugh, but I was moaning. But in the inside, y'all, I was trying so hard not to bust out. Well, I was busting out laughing in the inside, y'all. Because I'm like, did he really just say that? So that gave him a little more access to the walls, I guess. And he was ready to dive in. So I kept thinking about what he said. And I'm like, I can't do this. So I was just going to be like, you know what, just play it off and let him get his nut and he can leave. And if you want to stop talking to him, you can stop talking to him. Or if you want to talk about it, you can talk about it with him. You feel me? It's whatever you want to do. But just let the kitty get satisfied. Let him get his little 1-2 beat off and go from there. So, y'all, I couldn't do it no more. So he was trying to get me to ride it. And that's when I'm like, So I get on his lap, right? And we just kissing or whatever. Because I was trying to get myself back in the mood to see if it was going to get me back in the mood, us kissing and stuff. Y'all, that ain't work. So I'm trying it a couple of more times. Y'all, I looked at the wall. I'm like, I got to think about somebody else sitting right here for me to get it off. Like, because I was not getting horny no more. Like, at that point, I was over it. So I finally ended up being like, I'm turned off. He was like, "Why you turned off?" I was like, "Cuz you just sat up here and said that you wanted me to F you." Like, what? He was like, "Man, forget about that. Come here, baby, come here." And I'm like, nah. And he was like, "Nah, come here, baby, come here." And I'm just like, nah. Like, I can't get jiggy with that. After you just said that. So He like, man, I was just playing. I was just playing. It was a joke, man. It was a joke. Come here, come here, come here. I'm like, nah. And I ain't gonna lie, I was getting a little bit mad because I felt like he was insulting me because I knew deep down inside that was no joke. Come on now, who finna be in the middle of doing it with somebody and joking? Who finna be doing that? Like, ain't nobody finna be doing that in the middle of, you feel me? And be cracking jokes. I'm like, nah, you wasn't joking. Like, you wasn't joking. So anyway, he's still trying to like get back to the action. I'm like, nah, like I can't. So it finally get through his head that we wasn't finna get back to the action. So that's when things kind of take a little turn. So he just started saying, oh, pay me my $10. Pay me my $10. Saying it real cool like that, shaking his head like that. Pay me my $10. So I'm like, what the heck? Who am I messing with right now, Jesus? Let me know, because it's giving very much serial killer vibes or something, because I don't know. This man got 27,000 people living in his head, Lord. Come talk to me. Come talk to me, Jesus. You should have whispered in my ear. You know, the Lord probably was talking to me, but I was ignoring his voice because the kitty was purring. Look at me being a disobedient child. So anyway, he just kept saying, run me my $10. Yeah, you waste my time. You wasting my time. You wasting my time. Run me my $10. So I'm like, sir, I don't pay for sexual activities. He was like, nah, you're not paying for sexual activities. You paying because you wasted my time. I was like, I didn't waste your time. I didn't know that you get down like that. And if I would have known that you get down like that, this meetup would never happen. You should have told me you get down like that. And he just like, nah, you wasting my time. You wasting my time. Da. So then, out of nowhere, he just like wrapped his arms around me like that. He didn't have it around my neck. He had it like this and had his other hand around like my waist or whatever. So we just like walking around a little bit like that. And he just kept saying, yeah, run me my $10. Like, he was so cool about the situation, which kind of threw me off. Because he'll be like, run me my $10 and give me a kiss. Like, I kid you not. He'll be like, run me my $10. Run me my $10. I'm like, what? Who am I messing with, Lord? Mind you, I wasn't scared. Forgot to tell y'all this. So, as me and him talking, as I'm asking him questions, I was like, oh, you a drug dealer? He was like, nah. I be standing on the corner. So I was like, what's the difference? So he ended up saying something. Then he was like, yeah, people be coming at me. And I was cracking a little joke. This was way before we even got sexually active. I cracked a little joke and I was like, oh, you be getting beat up. And he was like, oh, now you trying to clown me or something. He was like, oh, now you trying to play me. And he was like, I ain't never worried. So he went in his bag. I'm like, sir, what you finna pull out your bag? So he was like, chill. So he pulled out a gun. So he like, I ain't never got to worry because I got this. Ooh, I ain't worried about nobody because I got this. So I'm like, okay, put it away. So he was like, don't be like that. And I was like, be like what? He was like, oh, so now you scared of guns? Don't tell me you scared of guns. I'm like, put it away. I don't be messing with guns like that. And he was like, hold it. I'm like, what? So he was like, hold it. But he was like, just don't pull this part right here, which was the aim part for the bullet to come out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So he was just telling me not to pull the trigger. So in my head, I'm like, duh, I know that. I ain't trying to kill myself or shoot no hole in a wall. Then I'm going to have to pay for the damages. So I was like, I ain't finna press that. I'm not finna press that. So he tried to give me the gun, but then he kept talking a little bit more. And then he put the gun up in his bag. I was like, I thought you wanted me to hold the gun. He was like, nah, never mind. You might be on some other stuff. I was like, what you mean? Anyway, so he see a bag that's like a little wallet on my dresser, and he started pointing at it like, give me the $10, give me the $10, get the $10. So I'm like, sir, I'm not gonna give you no $10. I kept saying that. I was like, I don't have no money. I don't have no money for you. So he pointed to the bag. So I'm like, huh, you think it's some money in here? Huh, look through it. So he looked through it, ain't find nothing. So he go to my closet. And he like rambling around with something. He like, get the $10, get the $10. So he like rambling around with something. So then I see that he pulled his gun out. So he got his gun in his hand. So he's like, get the $10 with the gun in his hand. He did it like that. Then he put the gun back in there. So then I'm like, I don't have $10 to give you. What did you talking about? Like, we never discussed $10. I'm not giving you $10. So he started going through my closet. So he going through all my shirts. He see a red button-up shirt that I got. He was like, oh, I like this. This nice. I'm finna take this. So I looked at him like, oh, yeah. He must have smoked some good crack before he came up in here. Because, baby, I don't know what he thought this was. So I'm just looking at him shocked and confused. Because I'm like, 10 different people then showed up in my crib, and it's only 2 of us here, and I don't have multiple personalities. It's him. So I'm like, Lord, he done brought all these personalities in my house, got all these spirits in my house, Lord Jesus. So he going through my clothes. I had the red shirt. He was like, huh, hold this. I was like, I'm not finna hold this. Like, so I get it. Cause I'm like, I'm just finna put it back up there. And he grabbed another shirt. Like, oh, I like this. This nice. Mind y'all, he was a little bit bigger than me. So I'm in my head, I'm like, sir, you must gonna sell that. Cause I don't think you can wear that. But anyway, I'm like, he probably just doing this just to do it. Cause he feeling some type of way that he ain't like catch his nut. So he ended up being like, man, where your phone? So I'm like, I said something. I can't remember what I said. So I end up getting my phone. I'm like, yeah, it's time for him to go. It's time for him to get up out of here. So I'm like, what's your cash app? I'm finna cash app you the $10 so you can get up out of here. Because he's like, yeah, I need my $10. I done came out here, traveled out here. He was on public transportation. I think he said he took 3 buses out here. So he like, I just need my $10. I just want my $10. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him $10. I'm a working girl. Okay, I got a job. I ain't really tripping. $10, I'm gonna make that back tomorrow. Like, I ain't really tripping. So I cash app it to him. He said, nah, now you gotta give me 15 because you've been playing on my time. I was like, nah, I'm giving you 10. He was like, nah, now you gotta give me 20 because you paying on my time. You still playing on my time. I was like, nah, I'm gonna give you 10. So I put 10 in a little cash app thing. So I asked him for his name. So he was trying to grab my phone, and I already knew he was going to try to change it to a different amount. I'm like, nah, you can tell it to me. So he go ahead and tell it to me. I sent him the money or whatever the case may be. And he noticed that I had saw his name. And he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, that ain't my real name. I know he was trying to throw a slug just in case. Like, I was trying to go to the police or something. I can't catch him by his name. Or whatever. So, y'all, as soon as I sent him the money, the lovey-dovey side came back. He was like, oh, babe. Started touching on me and hugging on me and kissing me and stuff. Somehow, babe, oh, I'm going to be back to our house. I'm going to come back to our house. Da-da-da-da. And I just kept looking at him like, this is not our house. What are you talking about? So, then he had the nerve to ask for some more money. He was like, nah, now you got to give me another $20. I was like, now you got to get up out of here. So I walked to the door. I was like, you got to go. I opened up the door, and he was like, oh, so you mad now? And I was like, yeah. Wasn't really mad, but I'm like, yeah, just get him out the door. So he walking towards the door. Mind you, I'm by the door. So he hugging on me, kissing on me, telling me something. Oh, babe, I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm gonna come back later. So I'm just like, what the freak? So he's gone. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Like, honestly, like, you would have been able to get your nut off, sir, if you never would have said what you said to me. Like, I'm not like the rest of these other gay people out here. Like, I'm a femme. Like, I'm femme. Not verse top, verse bottom. No, I'm femme, strictly femme. I'm a strict bottom. I don't do none of that other stuff. No, I am a strict bottom. I don't play that. I want me a man. I don't want no man that like getting his butt played with, that like sucking penis. No, I'm not with that, baby. I'm not. No. But y'all, anyway, that's what happened. I'm good. I'm safe. He left out. Yeah, I was low-key kind of clowning him. So when he left, I tried to FaceTime him to see which personality was going to pick up. If he was going to be like apologetic or something. But he didn't answer, so I ended up texting him trying to be funny. I sent the laughing emoji and I was like, baby, so you're not going to answer my FaceTime call? I really was low-key being petty because I sent that so that maybe his girl could see it at one point and be like, who is this calling you baby? I did that to cause like friction, being messy. But anyway, y'all, that was it. Thank y'all so much for watching this YouTube video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, more videos coming. Bye, y'all.